Hi, and welcome to Carolina Women. Woo! We are having a good show for you today. Our friend Cathy Ulmer is here. Yes, Cathy Ulmer,
got the
one
name right.
word,
Yep.
exactly.
One word.
Erin is here. It's great to see you. It's kind of an interesting filming day today.
Yes, a little windy out.
Little
exactly.
weather.
Yes, we're looking at Hurricane Ian is a tropical storm
Yes,
now. This will be running it a week later, so we'll have some results.
We'll see if we're
in.
still standing.
Yeah.
But it really spurred some conversation for all of us today, especially when we were talking about preparing. And
For sixth season?
well, preparing for sick season, but also preparing any time with your medicines. And we were talking about yesterday was really a tough day because everyone, go ahead and share with us.
You know, as soon as that warnings go out or watches or everybody's thinking about, okay, what am I doing? Am I going to leave town? What do I need? It's almost like an instantaneous, all the phones in the pharmacy start ringing.
You're kind of like Publix.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, ring, and you're like, all right, and the questions are all over the place. Like, what do I do? What happens? Can I get my medications? So really, I keep and I continue to educate my patients about keeping a supply on hand.
Okay,
Right.
what does that mean?
So some of the things I do, and it's for any reason, even if you do mail order, having a 2-week supply of your medications just kind of on hand instead of waiting till you fill your pill packs for that last week. Actually having 2 weeks of a supply on hand can kind of buffer it. So, you know, when sometimes you're like, oh, I have plenty, why should I get that refill? Sometimes you should. I mean, you don't want to be 3 months ahead.
Right.
But just a couple of weeks ahead so that when something happens, you're not in
Scrambling.
that situation of scrambling of, can you get a hold of the doctor and get refills because you might be out of refills? Or is it a controlled substance that I can't get early because of state laws?
Well, some of these are like life-saving medicines, so
Right.
it's a lot more important than milk and bread and gas in the car.
Yes, and having that, just, you know, even a prescription on file. So even if you don't want to keep the medications, just maybe having your doctor around, you're on your visit, you know, say, hey, can you call in just a 2-week supply of each one of my medications for my pharmacy to keep on file?
Okay.
I'll fill my regular prescriptions and won't fill those emergency 2-week supplies. But if I'm in a situation, I know they're there. It's kind of like a security plan.
Do you
Yes.
recommend that people, or do you have anything that people can fill out that is a log of their medications?
Right, so for my patients, what I usually do is I try to print out what we call as a pocket medication list.
Okay.
So it'll just print out your active medications and your doctor who prescribes those
Got it.
medications. And then it'll have your name, your date of birth, and then it's really,
That's actually
if
really
you can get
good.
one
That's
that's
a
really
cheat sheet.
small,
Yeah.
then you can fold it up, put it in your wallet and your purse. So for even this situation,
Yeah, or an
just
accident
if
or
something
anything.
happens, somebody can easily know what medications. If you end up in the emergency room, you can pull out your little sheet and be like, this is what I'm on. Or you can, you know, have a whole report that shows all your medications.
Let me
Right.
ask you another question. In the event that you cannot reach your physician and you need a couple of pills to hold you over, what are the rules of the road for that?
It's a slightly gray
Yeah.
area. That's, you know, but that's where you really want to have a good pharmacist or a good relationship with your pharmacist, because a lot of times we are capable in emergency, as long as a state of emergency has been called or certain situations, to be able to give a couple of tablets. But you're talking a 3, you know, like 3. So
Right,
how far
3
is that
days.
going to get
Right.
you, or, you know, where does that leave you? But again, having a good relationship with both your doctor and your pharmacist, so that, you know, in these situations you can be prepared or know that there's somebody there that's going to work with you.
And Ulmer does emergency line, right? So
Right,
you
so-
people can
Yes.
reach you,
So we
which
always
is really
have
nice.
after hours. So we were kind of talking earlier about, hey, what if I have to travel to Timbuktu?
Right.
And what do I do? Well, in any case, in any pharmacy, you just find a pharmacy there and they can call your pharmacist, which I hope is me. And
They do.
from my situation, I would have access to my data even at home, so that I could pick up the phone or get the emergency call and talk to that pharmacist over the phone, transfer that information correctly to whatever pharmacy you land at, and they would be able to fill your
Sort of
prescription.
expedite
So there's
it.
a collaboration,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you
so
will.
if you go somewhere else, you do have to have a collaboration between 2 pharmacists, so you'd be able to travel somewhere and just have that information.
It's funny, as I've gotten older, it used to be my jeweler was who I really wanted a good relationship with. Now, no way. Now it's devil.
It's your
the
pharmacist.
Yes, yes,
A good one.
yeah.
Well, because it really is important.
It is important, and it's also important. We were talking earlier, just to caveat, is like refrigerated medications and
Yes.
things like that, and making sure you're prepared. and know the limitations of your medication, how long it's good at room temperature, or, you know, if you have to travel, having ice packs.
You're like our favorite person,
I
Cathy
know.
Ulmer.
Taking care of us.
Exactly, you really do. You really do. Stay with us. There's more to come here in Carolina Women.